Welcome into the Verd and Verdict Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verd. I hope everybody had a good week. It's Friday. Pat yourself on the back. Got the weekend ahead of you. NBA Finals, UFC Freedom 250. You got all kind of shit to look forward to. LSU baseball hitting in the transfer portal. Whole 9 yards. We'll be reacting to a couple of things today. LSU schedule release. Football dropped the times, whether it be a flex, a early, a night game, all that good stuff in between. We'll give some brief reactions to that. Keep the player film segment going. We got our boy Jordan Ross today. We're going to be breaking down some tape on him. Brian Kelly, supposedly back in college football, unpaid. Why? Smart, if you will. Kind of tip his hand on that one as well. Will Wade get investigated? And then we'll end the stream off with a finals recap. Another pick. We celebrated a parlay victory. If you rode, if you tagged along with the squad ride, you got some bread. Simple as that. We try to tell you, we try to find some value. We try to get out here and help the people, man. We are for the people. We're for you. We'll give you one brief prop for Saturday. I'm not even going in a parlay. I think we could make some magic with just one simple line. Stay tuned for that one. But let's jump into the schedule release for LSU football. A couple of things I wanted to take away. First, a lot of them are night games, thankfully, right? I mean, you're going to open up 3 games in a row, night games, the flex A&M in week 4. I'd guess, in Tiger Stadium, somehow, some way that turns into a night game. So you're going to open up, holy shit, 6 weeks in a row all night. Then the early games start at home versus Mississippi State, on the road in Jordan-Hare at 11 a.m. the next week. That might be worrisome. And then you end the year off at home versus Arkansas, on the road versus Arkansas, rather. That one will be an early kick as well. So 2 other 3 chances at a morning kickoff on the road. Interesting. You know how LSU plays on the road in that AM, por la mañana. It ain't always clean. It ain't always efficient. It ain't always that Tiger football that you're interested in seeing. But nothing really big sticking out. I mean, maybe cool to see Levy and Kiffin. Ole Miss as a night game. That's obvious. I mean, clearly, could you imagine if they put that shit at 11 a.m.? Got 2 national games too. Week 1, week 3. You'll probably get at least one more between Bama, Texas, or maybe A&M. In my opinion, I'd guess most of them are night games though. And in terms of like I'm gonna take a shot here at the Big 10 and the Big 12 and everybody in between. You see this schedule? You see that 9-game SEC conference schedule and how tough it is at that back end and how there's no non-conference cupcake, walk in the park, breeze games at the end of the schedule. Yeah, LSU is going to run into an SEC gauntlet for 7 weeks in a row. The 3 weeks in particular that I'm going to have circled, Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee on the road. That 3-game stretch will be probably the biggest test to see, hey, is LSU actually ready for a potential college football playoff berth? You're going to find out a lot at that point. But, yeah, this schedule right here is going to be a pain in the ass for some people. I'm just going to call a spade a spade. Some teams aren't going to be able to make it through depth-wise. It'll be interesting to see, though. And they backloaded the hell out of the schedule because the beginning part of it is rather easy. Clemson, La Tech, Ole Miss will be tough. A&M will be tough. McNeese, Kentucky, Miss State, Auburn. I think you can fly through those. And then that back end, that last 4 weeks, your final third of that schedule, as when the shit really hits the fan, if you will. But it'll be interesting. We'll give a full season prediction here soon. Not now. It's a little too early now. We're going to have to wait for fall camp. I need to see Sam Levitt in contact. I want to see them tackling in the open field. I want to see some authentic pass rush. How does the O-line hold up when they're actually giving contact? All that good stuff in between. How are the DBs looking tackling in the open field? That pass rush, who's the rotations? Is it going to be our guy Jordan Ross, who I'm popping up on the screen right now? We've done a lot of stuff with player reviews. Okay, wants to start without me. We've done a lot of defensive stuff. The last 2 guys, or 3 guys rather, we've done all defense. Princewell, Ty Benefield, TJ Dottery, of course. Now with this one right here, edge, I would say, is going to be the most talked about position this offseason, defensively, rather, for LSU, because you have the Gabe Reliford injury. That's one of the more pivotal parts of this entire defensive scheme of anyone really getting pressure and generating it off of that edge. But Jordan Ross comes in here at the perfect time, and he is one of the Dylan Jones type players in a sense where the name and the production last year doesn't match the potential he has. And that's a confusing, weird word salad statement. What I mean by that is he probably only had, 6 tackles, 1.5 sacks. He didn't have an immense amount of production, but with the flashes he's shown on tape and in some of the plays that we're going to show here, he's got a potential to be potentially your best edge rusher. I ain't going to lie. I know you got Principal Mom yelling on the other side, but this guy is no slapdick. I ain't going to lie. All right, here we go. My favorite play of the whole entire tape right here. Chases down Taylor Green, trying to throw it, pops the ball out. That's a fumble, and he recovers it. Absolute heads-up play. One more time, we're spinning this. And credit to True Media and PFF for this footage, by the way, too. We got the coach's cam, bird eye point of view. YouTube, you can't demonetize me right now, bro. We got rights for this. Look at Taylor trying to tackle him, too. You're tripping. But this is a good rush coming off that edge. Inside. Supposed to get chipped right here. No, thank you. He's going to try to run that. And instead, he gets run down. Pops the ball out of the arm. Good luck, man. Like I said, this is one of those moments where it's like, hey, okay, he's got potential. He's showing a flash here. He didn't have a lot of production, but when you see things like this, you can kind of start to get hopeful a little bit. Okay. This is another one of those heads-up plays, in my opinion. I like this. He's on that side of the edge. He's on the right side. Ball snapped. They're running an inside run through the A gap on the left side. He comes around the edge. The running back stuck. The hole closes, and here comes Jordan Ross making a play in the backfield off the edge for the second play in a row. This one I'm not a big fan of. There's been a lot of things that I'll give credit to, but we haven't talked about like a red flag at much with some of these people in the film review segments. The red flag, I will say, if there is one for Jordan Ross, it might be balancing that aggression a little bit. On this play right here, you're going to see a quarterback option, a read option, and Luke Altamar from Illinois is obviously going to hand it off to the running back. The eyes of Jordan Ross, it just looked like it kind of tricked him. It looked like he was locked in on the quarterback, trying to make a sack, a little too aggressive, a little too fast. Now, for all I know, his job was the quarterback on an option, and maybe they had an outside person in the flat whose job was keep your eyes on the running back. So that's a possibility as well. But if you look right here, he comes off. The ball's handed off in the chest of the running back at this point, and he is looking in that general direction. Still makes the shuffle to try to pop on the quarterback, though. Then he has to flip and turn around, and he's already got a terrible angle, so he's cooked. So this is a moment where it's kind of a blemish, if you will, but not a bad one. I mean, you got to break down some moments like this on tape. He still comes back, makes the tackle, plays on the ball. Those are little tiny things that you're going to help him mitigate, if you will, going forward. Yeah, bad little one right there, buddy. Don't put him in coverage. That's him in coverage right here on the backside. Come on, you got to show everything in the film review, man. We got to go in. We got every single play he was on the field for right here for you. Tried the peanut punch on the outside of that tackle. And everything's going to be perfect, man. Decent heads-up play coming up when the running back tries to cut back across the field. Jordan Ross is there to shut it down. Kind of gets locked up on that block on the outside, moves and readjusts up. That's one thing I will credit him for as well, is his ability to climb back into the play, whether it be that one right there, the moment where it was across the field and he's moving towards that right side. Like, there's a lot of times where he will get back towards the ball. That option play is what I'm referring to whenever he was looking at the quarterback and he still turns around, chases the running back, and he's helping on the tackle. It's a good aspect. It kind of reminds me of like Denise Sutton from Penn State, which is a weird comparison, but, you know, anytime you're getting comped to a Penn State edge, you're in a pretty good spot. This was some decent pressure off that edge. This is what you're going to need from him. This is what gets you money at this point. Sorry, trying to back it up. Bam. There he comes on that backside. Now, Luke did get the ball out, but if you can keep that pressure up, that's a tough throw to make when you've got someone breathing down your neck. Kind of came in again hot off that edge on that pressure right here on this side. Unchecked, really speedy. We need moments like that. That's what you brought him in here for, is that unchecked rush right there. Very quick, very fast. Once again, getting in here, shuffling, stopping the inside run. moving a they had a tight end on him. They're trying hard. They're double teaming the inside. He still moves, still gets through, still stops. Good run stopper, good rush, very aggressive, sure field tackler. The coverage is going to be the biggest area of question. Let's check this one right here. I mean, he did pop that pull. Pocket collapsing on him over and over and over. He ain't comfortable. He can't get a second of room to breathe out there. Another Taylor Green shot. Aim. Grab your second one of the day, big fella. It's a half sack, but it don't matter. That's where all the sacks come from right there. That's an athletic play, regardless of who it's against, to come through and shoot inside like this. Because look at the stunt that he's pulling. So he's starting on the edge. You've got your inside tackle on the guard and the left tackle. Jordan Ross has a stunt where he goes around both and he gets his inside tackle to create that double team. He's unchecked. He flies right through the gap. He flies right through the gap and makes a play on a running back. This is beautiful. If you can get Don McKinley or Malik Blockton or somebody who's really demanding and requires a lot of size, requires a double team, requires a lot of attention, that opens the field up for guys like Jordan, for guys like Princewell. I mean, that's a clear textbook stunt on how you're going to be able to use him in tandem with other pieces on your line. Right here, bam, move that stunt inside. He's ripping shit up. His ability to stop a run is huge. You have to do that in the SEC. They will nickel and dime you all game long. Once again, coming in on the back end of that tackle, back into the play, making a stop. He'll run 5 yards for the damn tackle. Here you go again. Bow, bow, bow. Putting the hat down. Decent run for the Illinois guy, though. Yeah, buddy. This is Jordan Ross on that right side. Bro, he's screaming through that backfield. Even if he's not kids, this is the effort that I'm talking about. He's on the right side. They're running left. Dog, a lot of people are going to be jogging, taking a break right here. I hate to say it. Like, I don't want to call nobody out, but look at two of those linemen right there. They're just pushing and not even trying. Jordan Ross is getting in the backfield, sprinting through it. Maximum effort play. And he slams the dude on his stomach after. Kind of came hot off that edge right there. Decent enough time. But right here, look at that tackle, that matchup. A little push, winds up outside. A little speed rush. No, I'm a big fan of Jordan Ross. Once again, comes inside. I mean, that's some decent gains right there on that run. But he's making a play downfield, creating speed. Doesn't matter about the size. You know how you can get me to be all on board with a trench player? O-line, D-line, don't matter. I want to see some effort. I want to see them running. I want to see them extra energy on the field. If they're missing a spot, if they're not in the right, like with him going around the edge, coming through the backfield and sprinting to try to make the play, chasing the halfback, or even when he missed the read option. And Luke Ottomar hands the ball off to the halfback, and he's standing there waiting for Luke, and then he has to hurry up and flip, and he's helping with that tackle. Those are the moments that you're going to need from Jordan Ross. And not even just because Gabriel Reliford's hurt. It's just simply because the edge is the most important spot. You're rotating the line. Those are big guys. They're not all staying there for 50, 60 snaps continuously, no break. They're going to rotate. So even if you had Gabe Reliford, Jordan Ross still had to be a huge, part of this system. So in the absence of him, I don't think it's going to be something that is panic button level pressure. Honestly, I'll go out on a limb and say that in fall, he could be one of the biggest head turners. Now, it'll come down to how much pressure he can generate. It'll come down to how that offensive line looks. There will be a lot of things in between that can dictate, the impression that he gives people in the media. But so far through spring, I have been a huge, huge fan of Jordan Ross, especially at the time that it's coming at. It's a area on your team that you have not the most concern in depth-wise, but it's not you're not sitting there like you are at wide receiver. You don't have that many bodies. I mean, I do think Dylan Carpenter and Damian Shanklin, and they can be salvageable, but, bro, they're not a Princewell, a Gabe, or I think on a level of like a Jordan Ross. That's a little bit of a different tier, in my opinion. I think that some of those names here some are different than the others. Some are a little better than the others. Some are more physical than the others. Some are bigger. Some are faster. Jordan Ross is the perfect balance of everything. Let's talk about this real quick. Brian Kelly back in college football. So he will be at Memphis serving as an unpaid consultant to Memphis's first-year head coach, Charles Huff. So I believe the Memphis head coach last year, Ryan, he's at Arkansas, I believe. And then naturally Memphis brings in Charles, who now brings in Brian Kelly. And it's interesting. So, yeah, the first takeaway is going to be unpaid. So Brian Kelly ain't no dummy. I ain't gonna lie. Brian Kelly, there's one thing that Brian Kelly is not. I know everybody wants to insult him and give him all kind of names and characteristics, and he's this and he's that. I'll say something. He ain't dumb. He's not dumb. This man knows in his contract at LSU, if he gets a salary, it now offsets. So why make Memphis pay him and help LSU mitigate that buyout? Why not just put it all on LSU and tell Memphis, you don't got to do shit? I'm getting a fat check. I don't got to do anything. I can go play golf. I can go to Walmart. I can go watch SpaceX IPO. I don't got to do anything. I could chill. And shout out BK for being in that situation. And shout out his agent for knowing how to protect your client. Because this is I know it's like a sensitive subject because it's LSU and people don't want to hear this specifically, but just, speaking objectively, that's a good situation for Brian Kelly. I ain't gonna lie to you, because this is also one of those points where it's like, you don't got that much pressure, dog. I didn't think if he took an assistant level job, I would have thought it'd be a bigger school. You know what I mean? A huge Power 4, Big 10, not an SEC school, but I would have thought Big 10, Big 12, like a big assistant at that regard, not a head coach. I was thinking maybe if he was at this level, like a Memphis or like, Billy Napier with JMU, I was thinking that's how he gets to be a head coach. But I mean, shit, you probably don't care. At the end of your career, you got all that bread. You did the LSU run. It didn't work out. I hate to be this guy, but if it don't work out at LSU, it probably ain't working out anywhere else. So it's like, it does make sense to just take this route, in my opinion. Not a lot of teams are going to have faith in him after what happened there. And I wonder what his role entails, too. Like, what do you want Brian Kelly to come on your staff and do? Is he going to help you with organizing the, athletic administration systems, getting the front office together, getting your NIL back in together? Is he going to help with recruiting? Like, where's his involvement, I wonder? This is very similar. Not really similar, but like it just reminds me of the Coach O thing. Coach O's different, obviously, because he loves LSU and he's coming back home. So, I mean, that's an emotional tie into it. But with Brian Kelly, it's like, man, these guys, you've heard Brian say it in the media over and over. He does miss it. And he likes to develop the kids and have the relationships with the players and all this stuff. Like he said, I mean, it's tough to do something for so long and then walk away from it and then never have the desire to want to take a step back in. Like, all right, let me dip my toe back in the water. Why not? I'm already getting paid. I can just tell him, pay me Z. Pay me $0 extra and make LSU take care of it at the end of the day. But yeah, I wonder if he's still using the AI. Is he going to use Claude at Memphis? Claude Code, ex-Memphis, ex-Brian Kelly. Shout out Fable 5. They just dropped that model. All right, we're done. Talk about Will Wade now. Oh, boy. I feel like every time somebody is saying something about Will Wade, it's hate. It's hate. It's hate. It's drama. It's this. It's that. Will Wade's got to be one of the most hated coaches, apart from Lane Kiffin, in college sports. And it's ironic. One, they're both at LSU. Two, people just let go, bro. That's kind of how I feel about this. Like, so specifically, NC State is going to launch an investigation trying to see if LSU illegally contacted Will Wade and got him to terminate his deal. Because with the way that it happened, long story short, the way Will Wade ended it, they tampered a little bit, had a little premature discussion, and the word is allegedly the buyout is lowered based off of how they separated. And NC State's a little hurt because they're trying to say that LSU was saved money on the buyout because they kind of talked beforehand and strategized a little bit. And this, I don't know. Like, let me ask this too. Okay, cool. The NCAA is investigating this. So they investigated Sorsby and he about to play college football. So honestly, this shit don't matter. I don't care what the NCAA is investigating. Like the NCAA has about as much control over college as I do. And I got no control over college. I can't tell you shit. I mean, I can say I don't want the college football playoff to go to 24 teams. That don't mean it's going to happen. Like, I don't know. What is the NCAA going to do? What, are you going to reverse this? No. Like, just let it go, bro. This is a headache, trying to make shit more difficult, take a little bit more money. I don't know. It's always something, though. It's always something. I say NC State is a little bitter, a little hurt, and I get it. I respect it. I kind of like watching the reactions from all the fans because you go on such like a cope loop. You go from saying that he wasn't worth it and good luck with him and he can't win it and all this shit. But then in reality, if he would have stayed, I feel like everyone would have been ecstatic. Same thing with Ole Miss and Lane Kiffin. Bro, you're chanting, we want Kiffin in the stands after his game. He's your head coach. You're actively recruiting him. Like, the fans obviously care. And the fact that you are willing to go to this level to have your opinion heard or to show this level of hate or your opinion or whatever the case may be. I mean, bro, you don't do this about people that you either don't respect, don't appreciate, or don't care about. Because if he didn't care, he'd have just walked out the door and you wouldn't have said nothing. And that's my opinion on it. And I feel like this is obvious, but I mean, it's just weird to watch. Good luck, NC State. Hopefully you get a little bit of cheddar. I don't know. I don't know what the end goal is, but it ain't going to be much of a better situation than you had now. All righty. Now we get interested. UFC Freedom 250. White House card this Sunday. Huge card this weekend for the UFC. Not on Saturday, but on Sunday. A little interesting primetime spot. A little weird. Also weird. It's at the White House, but it's kind of interesting. I ain't gonna lie. They had a boxing match in front of the Pyramids of Giza with Usyk and I think it was Rico or something. I forgot the dude's name. Sorry, but Usyk's last fight was in front of an insane location. This one following up to it. Shout out to the card. I think it'll be a solid day of fights. Not all of them will be on CBS. The later fights will be on Paramount Plus. Man, you know I'm rocking with, bro. I'm rocking with my boy Shama. I gotta rock with him. We've been rocking with AP for so long. We gonna stop now before he becomes a 3-division champ? Listen, let me walk you through it. Middleweight champ. Yep. Light heavyweight champ. Saw him winning in person. Yep. Heavyweight champ. He will go from 185 to 205 to 225. And let me tell you this, Cyril Gane ain't no pushover. Because if you'll date back to that Tom Aspinall fight, who everybody thinks Tom Aspinall the best heavyweight since sliced bread, and he got his eye gouged out his skull, Cyril Gane ain't no pushover. I think this could be an interesting battle. Like, honestly, if I'm picking AP moneyline, not AP KO. And I'm big on Alex Pereira knockout. That's normally what I'll take. I took it versus Ankh. I took it versus Yuri. I took it versus Khalil. I took it versus Jamal. I mean, come on, bro. We taking it nonstop. I don't want to take it this time. One, they gave you enough value at minus 113. Why would you even go risk it? Just protect yourself. You got double method. I mean, ain't no way he submits. So it's going to be knockout decision at this point. You're protected with at minus 100. I would let it ride at that point. I ain't going to lie. I feel good about it, though. I've watched him retake the throne. The fight versus Ankh, a lot of hype around it. I think the matchup here is a little interesting, though. I'm not worried about any type of Cyril Gane grappling or any submission attacks or anything like that. It would just be more so about how deep they can take this fight, because Cyril Gane and Ngannou went 5 rounds. They went 25 minutes. Cyril Gane and Francis Ngannou had a decent enough fight. Yeah, Francis won, but I'm just saying he isn't the easiest to put away despite it being a heavyweight fight. It could be a great matchup, and people are going to say a lot of things after this weekend, win, lose, or draw, about Alex Pereira. I'll say one right here, right now, and I'm going to be very level-headed when I say this. Right here to my right, you got John Jones, autograph glove, Conor McGregor, autograph glove, 2 of the most respected greats in the sport. I always pay homage to the greats. John Jones, current GOAT. Let me tell you something, though. If Alex Pereira becomes a 3-division champion, wins that heavyweight title in fashion on the White House front lawn, hey, you got a real conversation to be had about Alex Pereira being the greatest of all time. The greatest of all time. Not even just on who he beat, but how he did it, bro. 185-pound middleweight champ, 205-pound light heavyweight champ, and 225. Hey, that's never been done before. You better give his ass 3 belts in that octagon. I know he ain't holding them simultaneously. I don't care. Put one of them around his waist and then put the other 2 on each shoulder, straight up, and let him hit that shama. And if you, I don't care who's celebrating with him. I don't care what happens. You can have Brazilian color firecrackers over the White House. I don't care. I don't. I'm locked in. I think that's a insane value to put on AP in this spot. Anytime you give me AP odds, I'm dancing. When you gave me him underdog versus Onk, we danced. I'm ready to do the tango again. Another prop I like. I'll give you 2 or 3 more. 2 more serious ones. 1 more. Please, Lord, don't bet your ass on it. The one that's don't bet your ass on it. I like Michael Chandler money line, bro. And I'm ridiculous. I'm a big value guy, and I know Rufy is phenomenal. Great striker. I'll say this. There's a decent chance that Rufy can just, starch Michael Chandler and knock him out cold. I do like the option of potentially Michael Chandler wrestling him, leaning on him, using some experience, and trying to muster the most energy out of what could be his last fight, or at least his last major fight. This is a huge card. You're 40 years old, a big name. Michael Chandler at plus 470, though. You could boost him. So they got 50% boost on, most sports books. You could boost Michael Chandler plus 700. Plus 700. You put $20 down, you win 140. There ain't a UFC fighter on that card that should be that underdog, especially Michael Chandler. My point is, that's way too plus. Way too plus. At most, I do plus 250. You giving me on a boost plus 700 on a UFC fight where one punch can end it, or like one front kick like he did Tony Ferguson? Yes, please. I'll take that. That's the juice. It'll be small, probably $10, but I like it. I think the sports books are mispricing the Michael Chandler fight entirely. We'll see how blasphemous this takes look on Monday. Now, the 2 that I think are safe, or quote unquote safe. First, Ilia Topuria and Justin Gaethje to start round 2. It's minus 180. They're almost telling you it's pick 'em for this fight to go longer than 5 minutes. And everyone's terrified of Ilia Topuria knocking out Justin Gaethje. I feel like Justin Gaethje's chin is so good to where it's not going to happen in 5 minutes. Could it happen in the first 15? I think. If I would be predicting it, I would say Ilia Topuria KO round 3. That'd be my take. Even in the Alexander Volkanovski fight, they went to the second round. And then when he was fighting Max, they went multiple. Going 5 minutes at this point, it almost seems guaranteed. Ilia Topuria is not going to go in there and immediately try to create. You want to know why? The way that this matchup, the striking versus striker matchup, and the amount of volume that Justin Gaethje can kind of consume, Topuria is going to put himself in so much danger trying to knock him out that quick. If anything, I think you stay away, you play on the outside, you utilize that jab. Maybe you take a step in and hook him, bang, 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 and step back. I don't know, though. It's too risky against somebody like the highlight. And I know Justin Gaethje is slept on and plus 400 and all this shit. He was slept on against Patty. I slept on him against Patty. I ain't sleeping on Justin Gaethje again. This fight, I'm a little worried of. I wouldn't bet Topuria at minus 500 or whatever the hell it is. I would leave that alone, wouldn't touch it with a 1,000,000-foot pole. I wouldn't bet Topuria KO. I like this. Minus 180 to start round 2. All you got to do is hold your breath for 5 minutes, and you got a decent enough prop. Better than Topuria KO. It's damn near the same exact odds. Second one, final one I'll give you. So we got Alex Pereira money line. We got Topuria and Gaethje to start round 2. And I like Josh Hoykett and Derek Lewis ending by KO. That is minus 220. It's 2 heavyweights, 2 huge sluggers, and you did see Hoykett kind of have trouble putting blades down. Derek Lewis is trash. I'm sorry. I love Derek Lewis, fan favorite. I'm not giving you my opinion based on how much I like him. I think he's trash. I think he's old. He's washed up. He's going to walk around that octagon looking for a damn oxygen mask or oxygen tank. He's going to be breathing heavy. He's not going to have that same spunk that Josh Hoykett will have. Josh is on the way up. Matter of fact, he's so much on the way up that I think if you beat Derek Lewis at that point in the octagon, bro, call out AP or gone. I ain't gonna lie. Say whoever wins that co-main event, y'all come see me. Y'all know who to come find. Straight up. Make you call out and jump to the top of the heat because there ain't that many heavyweights that's as exciting as him right now. The worry is that he takes Derek Lewis down and mitigates the knockout risk entirely. That's kind of why I think it's cheap. But there's 2 legs that are very cheap in terms of the probability, and I think it's KO method right there for that fight, minus 220. It don't matter if Derek Lewis surprises everybody, wakes up and comes back all of a sudden and gets a KO. It still cashes. And then with Taporia and Gagey, round start 2, man. I like that. AP money line, that on the parlay, all 3. You're probably sitting at 300 to 400. I like it, man. All right. Before we hop out of here, NBA Finals recap. Okay. Craziest choke in finals history. I'm sorry. I'm going to call it a spade. Wemby. Wemby got egged after he got back to the hotel, New York. The entire damn city, it looked like, flooded the entranceway. And he got egged. He got egged twice. He ain't catching a break, bro. I know he's ready to get his ass out of New York. He was at his hotel sitting there trying to meditate or something. People are screaming F you at him. Bro, Wemby, he having a rough time right now. I ain't gonna lie. I know he is done, absolutely done with New York City. Concrete jungle. He ain't, that's where his nightmares are made up at this point, bro. He ain't having a good run. Shout out OG Anunoby. That trade with the Raptors, losing RJ Barrett and adding him, man, that shit looks so good right now. And it ain't no diss to RJ Barrett, but bro, you are not OG Anunoby. Not even just a game winner. Let's talk about the block. First, let's talk about De'Aaron Fox. What the hell are you doing, boss hog? And I'm not even Mr. Ball knowledge, hoops, best basketball, none of that shit. I mean, you give me 10 shots at the free throw line, I might make 4. I'm gonna look like Shaq. So it's like, I'm not going to act like a know-it-all. But brother, hold the ball and get fouled. He's talking about, I took the layup so we could go up 3. What? You're about to shoot 2 free throws. You could still go up 3. I don't know. I would have tried to burn the clock. I get it. It's a layup. You feel like it's a shoe-in. Man, that will live in the back of his mind for the rest of his life. Everybody had the same reaction. Why don't you at least, I know you ain't dribbling the whole clock out, but dog, run under the rim, run straight to the corner, down the baseline, and try to make a damn circle or some shit. Burn 3 more seconds. They get half of the time on the clock left. You potentially actually make a shot. You didn't make shit when you tried to lay up. Maybe you split them and you get 1 more point. And then at that point, it's a tie game. I don't know, and I don't want to sit here and beat a dead horse, but De'Aaron Fox, you're bugging. Straight up. As New York would say, you're bugging, B. Why would you dribble that shit? Or, excuse me, why would you lay it up and not dribble it? I don't understand. You could have put me in the NBA Finals in that pressure in the Garden, right by Ben Stiller and Timothy Chalamet. And shout out Kylie Jenner. I mean, that one would have really got me nervous. You could have put me in front of all them stars. Brother, I'm still holding that rock. And then I could miss both free throws. It don't matter. The second one's going to clang off the iron. They got to rebound, either timeout or go to full court. That shit ain't happening. And then look at how the tip in with OG Anunoby. Like, bro, I ain't never seen nothing that lucky in my life. I'm sorry. Insane. I had to go on that rant. But shout out to the parlay, though. We got our parlay. Jalen Brunson, 2 threes. He got 3. OG Anunoby, 12 points. He got 30. And then Stephon Castle got 13 for his 12. Stephon Castle was the worrisome leg. That was the leg all day where I'm like, oh, my God, this is shit. It happened again. And thank God. I mean, it wound up working out. You got foul trouble. You got this. You got that. You got all kind of stuff to worry about. Stephon Castle. It was weird, too, because the Spurs came out to a huge lead, and everyone was balling. They went on like a 10-point run to open up the game, and he was AWOL, man. But I got a safer pick this week. Or not this week. Today, this weekend. And I think it could be the last pick, too. I'm going to go Knicks money line, man. I don't think we even have to make a parlay. I will take straight up the Knicks to win the NBA championship in San Antonio at plus 160. Because let me tell you why. First off, y'all just choked 29 points. Get out of here with that shit. I don't want to trust the Spurs for anything again the rest of my life. Second off, we were talking last. The prediction was, not the prediction, but the favored option was the Knicks to sweep 4-0. That was the favorite. Then the next favored was them to win in 5. My point is that the least favored option would have to happen after the Knicks going up 2-0 and the Spurs blowing that damn near 30-point lead. You expect me to have faith in San Antonio to turn around, extend this series, bring it to game 6, back in New York, and have a fighter's chance? This shit don't happen. I like Wemby. He's a cool dude. I don't think it happens. I think they're too young. You lost all hope after blowing that lead, in my opinion. I think that it's a mental game now. Even if you win this one, that shit going back to New York and they hosting the Larry O'Brien there. You going to let me look at the Knicks at plus 160? I ain't even making a parlay. The only thing I'll tell you to add is OG Anunoby 15 points. Leave Stephon Castle alone. Leave Mikal Bridges alone. Cat, Brunson, Wemby. Leave all of them alone. Straight up. OG Anunoby's the man. If you're going to touch anybody, it'd be him in that point prop. Other than that, ride Knicks money line, man. That's how I'm feeling. Knicks money line, Alex Pereira. Taporia start round 2 with Gagey. And then Hoykett and Lewis, method KO. That's your picks for the weekend. That's your logs. Buku this.